Hey, how's it going, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this modern look style progress bar using PyQt6. Alright, so even though this tutorial is aiming for PyQt6 framework, the script will work for PyQt5 as well. So here's the progress bar that we'll be creating. So here on the top, I have my progress bar. On the bottom is a push button. If I have my mouse to the push button, noticing that the border is going to turn to orange. And that means that my mouse cursor is currently selecting the push button. Now if I click on the push button, and it's going to increase the bar value by 9%. And each time I press the push button, it's going to increase the value by 10. And once the percentage value passes 50%, then it's going to change the color from orange to green. And this is going to be the application we're going to create in this exercise. Now let me close this window. Alright, so I'm going to insert my code snippet first. From the Qt widgets module, I'm going to import these 4 classes in the progress bar and the push button. And I don't need to use the Qt class, so let me delete this line. Alright, so I'll be applying most formatting using CSS Style Sheet. So here let me delete this statement to remove the style sheet. Next, I want to create a ProgressBar template, and I'll name this class ProgressBar. And I'm going to pass the QProgressBar class as the parent class. For the ProgressBar class, I'm going to have a parameter called parent. I'll set the default value to none. Alright, so we'll start by assigning the progress bar a maximum value. So I'm going to use the setMaximum method. I'll set the maximum value to 100. Next, I'm going to create a private variable called _active. And I'll set the value to false. Alright, so here I'm going to create a method called updateBar. And I'm going to name the parameter I. And the I value is going to be the value that I want to increase the progress bar by. Inside the updateBar method, I'm going to insert a while loop. I want to say that while true, I want to wait to run the next line by 0.1 second. Next, I want to increase the current value by the I value. Then I'm going to update the progress bar value by using the setValue method. And I'll insert the value variable. And to control when the bar chunk is going to change its color, so here I'm going to insert if statement. And I want to say that if value is greater or equals to 50, then I want to change the chunk color to green. Alright, so here let me create another method. I'm going to name this method change color. I'm going to name my parameter color. Inside this change color method, I'm going to insert CSS Style Sheet. And the style sheet is going to be, let's see, it's going to be, if I want to change the chunk color, so by default, I'm referencing the QProgressBar as my parent widget. And I need to reference the chunk element. So here I need to insert 2 colons, followed by the element name. And it's going to be chunk. Next, I want to insert 2 pairs of curly brackets. And here I'm going to insert my variable placeholder. And my variable is going to be the color argument. And I want to insert my variable here. This should be curly brackets 0. Followed by the CSS property name. And it's going to be background. Then I want to update the ProgressBar CSS Style Sheet. So I can do that using the self.setStyleSheet method. And I'll insert the CSS Style Sheet. Now going back to the updateBar method, I'm going to call the change color method. And I'll assign the color value to green. And here you can use different colors as well, not just green. Right, so this statement is going to change when the ProgressBar chunk is going to change its color. And this will be 50, not 5. And to make sure that when I click on the push button, I'm only increasing the ProgressBar value once. So here I'm going to insert another if condition. I want to say that if value is greater or equals to self.maximum value, or if the active value is false, then I want to set the bar value to 100, then break. Now I want to insert another condition. If value is greater or equals to self.maximum value, and if the active value is true, then I want to stop the execution. Right, so this is I'm going to write for the ProgressBar template. Now let's go back to the My App widget. Now let's go to My App class. So here let me change my default dimension to 800 by 200. And I want to insert window title. Let's name the window ProgressBar template. And here I'm going to construct my ProgressBar widget. I'll name the widget self.ProgressBar with lowercase p is equals to ProgressBar object. Then I'll add the widget to my layout object. And the next widget I need to insert is the push button. For the text, I'm going to type update ProgressBar. Then I'll add the push button to my layout object. Alright, let me take a look at the interface. In here, I have a typo somewhere. Oh, it should be add widget. Alright, so this is what I have so far. So just a very basic looking interface. And here I'm going to create another method. And this method is going to update the ProgressBar value. I'll name the method update ProgressBar. And also assign the chunk value to, let's name the chunk parameter to, let's do I. I'm going to set the default value to 10. So here I'm going to reference the ProgressBar widget. And if we go back to the ProgressBar class, here's the method to increase the bar chunk. So I need to reference this method from this function. And here I'm going to insert the I value. And I will assign this method to the push button to the click signal. Alright, so let me do a test. And here I'm getting an error. Time is not defined. Oh, I forgot to import the time module. And here I have a typo. And I see my ProgressBar is not updating. Let me check. So here I'm going to insert a print function. I'll print the I value. Oh, it's returning as false. Right, so I see why. Here, let's go back to the update ProgressBar method. I'm going to simplify the method just a little bit. Right, so here I'm going to assign the I value inside the update ProgressBar method. I'll set the value to 10. Now if I try again, now the ProgressBar is going to fill each chunk by 10%. Now I'm done with creating the interface. Now going back to the constructor inside my app class. Right, so here, let's see. So here I'm going to insert the set style sheet method. And I'll start by customize the interface of my Qt widget. Here I'm going to insert the widget name, Qt widget. And I want to change the background to dark gray. So here I know the hex value is going to be £323232. And for the font size, let's set the default font size to 20 pixel. And for the color, I want to use a lighter gray color. For the hex value, it's going to be B1, B1, and B1. Let me take a look. Now let's work on the push button. Alright, so for the push button, I'll set the default height to 45 pixel. For the background color, I want to insert a linear gradient color. So here I'm insert the properties name. And this will be Q linear gradient. To set the linear gradient color, we need to specify the x1, x2 position. Actually, yeah, x1 and x2 position. Same with the y1 and y2 position. And it's going to be 0, 0, 0, and 1. And here we can specify the stop color. And I'm going to simply insert the hex value one by one. And for this one, it's going to be 56, 56, 56. And for stop 0.1, this one's going to be 52, 52, 52. And for stop 0.5, this one's going to be 4E, 4E, and 4E. And for stop 0.9, the hex value is going to be 4A, 4A, 4A. And the last step is going to be 1, which is 100%. At 100%, I want to set the value to 46, 46, and 46. Now let me take a look. Alright, so let me continue. I want to format the border. I want to set the border width to 4.5 pixel. And for the border color, let's do darker gray, which is close to black. And the hex value is going to be 1E 3 times. For the border style, it's going to be solid. And for the border radius, I want to set that to 3. It should 3 pixel. For the padding, I want to set the padding to 5 pixel. And the padding from the left, I want to set that to 10 pixel. And the padding on the right, I want to set that to 10 pixel as well. Now I'm done customize the CSS Style Sheet for the push button. Right, so a couple more things. Let's say when I press the push button, I want to change the background color. I need to update the style sheet to the plus signal. And let's say I want to change the background to, let's do orange. And for the font color, let's use white. The next thing I want to customize is the hovering effect. So when I hover my mouse to the push button, this one's going to be associated to the hover signal. And the only thing I want to change is the border color. And let's set the border colors to orange. Let me take a look. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Actually, for the plus event, or plus signal, I want to change the border color to white. Actually, take a look. So here I see I made a mistake. So the hover event is going to take priority. Let me double check. Okay. Okay, so the only thing I think we can currently change is the background color when we press the push button. Let's stick with that for now. Right, so I've finished styling the push button. The next widget I want to work on is the ProgressBar. And the class name is going to be ProgressBar. Right, so I'll start by style the borders. I'll set the border style to solid. And for the border style, I'll set that to gray. And I think this should be E, not A. I'll set the radius to 7 pixels. And the border width to, let's do 2 pixels. And I want to align the text in the center. And we can do that by using the text align property. I'll set that to center. And here I'm getting the unknown property border radius error. Oh, should be radius. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Now that looks pretty good. Here, let's continue. The next thing I want to customize is the chunk. So here I'll reference the widget name, ProgressBar. And to reference the chunk element, I need to insert 2 colons, chunk. And I'll format the chunk width to 2 pixels. And for the background color, let's use this orangish hex value. So I'm going to copy the hex value and I'll send that to the background color property. Now if I create my application, and if I click on the push button, and right now we're still missing the border. Right, so going back to the chunk element, we need to set the margin, and it's going to be the space between each chunk. Now if I click on the push button, and listen that here, the empty space in between each chunk is going to be the margin. So if you increase the margin, let's do 20 pixels. And listen that here, the distance between each chunk is going to be further away. And you can also play around with the margin value. Here, let's do 3 pixels. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so right now we have officially finished creating this application. Now let me just do a test. So I'm going to click on the push button to update the progress bar. And right now we're at 49%. Now if I click on the push button again, I should expect the chunk color is going to change to green. And that reached to 100%. Alright, so this is everything I want to share in this video. And hopefully you guys found this video useful. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.